This is Ashley Police, the Executive Director of the Louisiana chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics, and I am so excited to announce this year's award recipient for the Charles Vanchiere Award is our very own Dr. John Vanchiere, son of Buzzy Vanchiere, who this award is named after. A little bit about the award. Dr. Buzzy Vanchiere was a private pediatrician in the Lake Charles area for nearly 30 years and worked tirelessly for the children in that area. He pushed the private sector to accept Medicaid patients and allowed them for screening and diagnostic services to be paid for. He was the president of the Louisiana chapter and was part of the legislation that introduced CHIP to the state. He was a major force in assuring that Louisiana took advantage of every opportunity to cover children and services that they needed. Served on various medical committees in his parish, saved for the National Academy of Pediatrics as well. He chaired the Pediatric Advisory Committee for Medicaid and was a member of the Blue Cross Physician Executive Committee. He was also known for being very active in the Children's Miracle Network and received one of its Miracle Makers Awards in 1995. Dr. Vanchiere died in the year 2000 at the very young age of 60, and that's when this award was established in his name. So today we've got Dr. Joseph Bocchini, who nominated Dr. John Vanchiere for this award, and we are super excited also to have Ms. Donna Vanchiere, Dr. Vanchiere Sr.'s wife, and Dr. John Vanchiere's mom. So I will throw it to you, Dr. Bocchini, just to talk a little bit about your nomination of Dr. John Vanchiere.
Thank you, Ashley, and I'm very pleased to have Mrs. Vanchiere here as well as we give this award to John. I nominated John because I felt that although there have been many members of the chapter who have contributed significantly this year and the past few years to the benefit of children and pediatricians in our state, John came to me as a leader that crossed all of the areas that the chapter has been involved in during this time period. John has had multiple leadership roles in the chapter, and he has really done everything he could to improve access of children to health services. He has spoken for pediatricians throughout the state. He's been an effective leader working with Medicaid, the Louisiana Department of Health, and many other state agencies to address numerous issues. He's been available to give testimony at the legislature. He has led our responses and advocacy work for a number of issues that have really had a significant impact on the improvement of care for children, as well as to the benefit of the pediatricians who serve the children of our state. So I couldn't think of a better person this year to receive this award. And I know John has received this award before, but I think his continued activities within the state, his commitment to children, his commitment to advocacy certainly make him a recipient of this award. So congratulations, John. I'm glad that the Academy chose to give you this prestigious award. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe, and thank you, Ashley. Mom, I'm gonna let you say a few words first.
You sure you want to do that?
Oh yeah, I know what I'm getting into. I've known it for 50 plus years.
Well, we know that family and your hospital family, your student family are all part of your inner circle and are important to you. Your faith is very important to you. One of the things about you, when I think of each of my children, I think of what is central about each of the five of you. And I think for you that you have an inborn ability to draw out of your students and colleagues what is best in them, to help them get out of whatever's not best to what is best. And I think that's an important ability to have. Children, children, children. If we don't take time to say a good word to every child we meet, there's something wrong with us. We have to encourage children and their parents and papas and mamas too, because they are not just our future, they are our present. And we need to leave the world a better place for them. That's all. I've never known you to fail. And I know that can be a heavy burden, but I've never known you to fail. Good work.
Thanks. Thanks, Mom. Well, I can say I have had some incredible teachers in both of my parents. My mother and my father both have been tremendous leaders and role models for me, and as have so many people. Joe, you yourself as a role model for me over the past 15 years that I've been at LSU and in the Shreveport area, and so many people have are part of this, and I am a product of all of you in so many different ways. So I'm very honored and touched to receive this award. It's a great challenge. I think of my father every day, and think about the question of what would Buzzy do, and that's always a challenge to figure out. What the heck would Buzzy do? And sometimes we didn't know, but I think what I have learned most from my father and my mother is that doing the right thing is the right thing to do. And we all may differ in our opinion and thoughts about what is the right course of action, but for each of us, we make that decision every day, and we go with it. And I have been extremely blessed in so many ways in what I do. I love going to work and I love coming home. And so I thank all of you for your gifts to me and for this award in this crazy pandemic year. I will also give a shout out to my mother, who was one of the first in Lake Charles to receive the COVID vaccine, and again, demonstrating her being a role model for so many people. And we won't talk about all the nicknames that she has, but she is a leader in her own right. And so I appreciate you being here with us, Mom, and thank you, Joe, for your nomination and for this award. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely. Well, I can say, having worked with you for at least the last decade, words that your mom and Dr. Bocchini have said really encapsulate you as a person. You're striving to always look out for everybody, and people who are around you want to be better because it means something for you to support the people around you. So for somebody who has worked personally with you so closely, this is very, very deserving and very fitting. So I'm very, very excited to be able to name you as the 2020 Buzzy Vanchiere Award recipient. So congratulations again. And thank you to everybody for being on today and celebrating Dr. Vanchiere and his work.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, y'all. Thanks.